Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Transparent Homeschool. My name is Beth, and I homeschool two kiddos, a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. If you haven't been to my channel before, welcome. And I am going to bring you a very quick video today about our quarter two update. We finished quarter two today, and so I am super excited. We are halfway through the year, and this year has been really fun because it's kind of been definitely a learning year as far as our routine and all of the things that we've been trying out that was different from last year. But then just kind of the new step in our journey of homeschooling. If you have been around my channel for any length of time, you know that it is only our second year of homeschooling, and I feel like it's been different. Well, it has been, but for lots of reasons. We've added a baby to the mix, and that's been interesting. We've switched pretty much all of our curriculum, so that's been interesting too. And the kids are growing up, bringing new challenges there, so that's been interesting. So just this whole year has been really kind of a new learning curve for me, as well as our schedule and homeschool and all that. But I just have a few things that I quickly want to point out for the end of our quarter two. And one of them is really heartbreaking to me. Well, not really heartbreaking, but it's really disappointing to me. So I guess maybe I should just start with that. So if you've been around my channel for any length of time, you know that I swear by Right Start Math. I mean, their approach to math is so fun, and it is so hands-on, and it is really different from kind of the way that I learned math in school. It's really, really intentional about number sense and kind of seeing math and touching math instead of just memorizing facts and doing a bunch of worksheets, which I thought was going to be really awesome for my son, and it has been. I think that he really took on to it last year, and because there's so many manipulatives, you know, a 5-year-old boy, then 6-year-old now, he just got to touch everything, and he got to manipulate math that way, and I think that was really fun for him. And so that has been what we've been using, and I swore last year, actually last summer when I was doing my curriculum video for the 2019-2020 school year, that I would never be using anything else but Right Start Math. Well, come, second quarter of this year, something has happened with my son and Right Start Math, and there's just been this huge disconnect. I feel like the beginning of this year, since it was kind of like mostly review, he's really kept pace, and he's really, kept up with it. And they've been introducing some things here and there, and he's really kept up with that too. But now, there's just there's this gap now, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And they keep moving on, like the lessons keep moving on, and he's still stuck, back in quarter one kind of material. And so this whole semester, I just feel like it's just been one big mess, guys. And I hate feeling that way, especially about my homeschool, because if I'm not excited about doing something and I easily get frustrated, then the kids aren't going to be excited about it, and they're going to get frustrated easily. And so it's like I'm kind of setting the example, but if I'm not excited about it and if I'm dreading it, so are they. And so I feel like that's kind of rubbed off on my son a little bit, because they've just been really throwing different things at him really fast, and it's not really mastering anymore. It's just this Mod Podge of stuff. Hey, we're going to do this real quick, and then we're never going to do it again. But then let's just do this and just pile it on and then go to something else. And so I feel like he's just been barely hanging on, and that's really, again, kind of heartbreaking for me, because I really fell in love with it when I went kind of searching the last year for, what math we were going to do. And I was really hoping that I was going to be one of those like awesome moms who like chose a perfect curriculum and my kids did it like their whole, the whole time through homeschool. But I've just come to this point now where it's just like, is it time to search for new math curriculum? And I hate to say that again because I love Right Start Math. I love all of the manipulatives. I wish I had something like Right Start Math when I was young because I feel like I would have really enjoyed math instead of just being like, math is, whatever. But so that's kind of where we are right now, is just this really hard place. Like it's almost like we need to redo level 1 or level A, because the stuff in this quarter, it just was piled on too quickly, and we had to stop twice, literally stop doing lessons to catch him up to what they were doing. There was not, I feel, and this is just me, I'm sure a lot of other people, don't agree with me, and that's fine, but I feel like, especially with place value, it was not mastered. It was introduced and it was reviewed. It was not mastered. And then they went on. But to me, if like now that I'm teaching it, I feel like place value is where it's all at right now, because that's kind of where you're going to start this journey on double digit adding, like 3 number addition, hundreds addition, thousands addition, things like that. And they were having him add thousands, guys, like thousands. And he was like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. And he was getting frustrated, and that's not what I want. Like, if I wanted him to come home crying every day for math, I would have just sent him to public school, because that's what I did. I would come home. I remember, oh my goodness, my 3 times tables, okay? The multiplication set of 3s. I could not get it, and I was crying, and it was awful, and it scarred me for life. And I don't want that for my son. I don't want that for, for his confidence level. Like, I want him to be proud of the fact that he's good at math, and he is. It's just that we need to really slow down. But if we slow down any more than we kind of have been doing, it's really going to throw us, like, I don't want to say off pace, because, again, it's not about finishing the book, and it's not about finishing the lessons every day. But there's almost just no point in continuing on until we really get a solid foundation on what they're covering now. And I don't feel like it's going to happen. I don't just feel like it's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. So that's kind of where we're at again, just thinking about, is it time to look at other math curriculum, and what that's going to look like as far as his learning style and my teaching style, and just kind of going on from there. So that's kind of the bad news. And again, it's really bad for me because I love Right Start Math. I love it. But maybe I'll make another video about that. I'm not sure. But anyway, okay, so then the second point that I want to make is language arts is going super awesome. And we switched from Memoria Press last year, again, where I thought it was just really fast paced. It was very progressive, and he just got lost. He got kind of left in the dust. And I was really toying with the fact of starting him at level 1 this year with language arts, but boy, am I glad that I started with level K, because I feel so confident in his ability now to read, to sound out words, to master the silent E thing. He still gets tripped up a little bit here and there, but it is a vast improvement from last year. Oh my goodness. Even from the beginning of this year, like, he's just exploded with this vocabulary, with this ability to read quickly and well. And I pretty much owe all of that to the Good and the Beautiful language arts. So high five to you guys. And so we are going to be continuing with that. And he finished level K a couple of weeks ago. And so it took him about half of a year for level K. And then I'm hoping that we can kind of wrap up level 1 in the last 2 quarters. But again, I'm not going to push it because I really want him to get a firm foundation for all of the stuff that they're introducing so that when we move on to level 2, he's ready to go and there's no review that needs to happen. But so far, so good, smooth sailing. And I am like, woo! Because I was, again, frustrated last year and it wasn't working out. And so I took a chance on this new curriculum that I barely have heard of. But amen, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So that is really cool. And then we kind of did something new this quarter, and it's like our behavior management thing. Last year and then this first quarter, I put stars on our whiteboard every morning. Each kid got 3 stars. And then, throughout the day, if they weren't paying attention or if they were like disruptive or disrespectful or something that kind of disrupted our day and our flow or kind of went against what I'm trying to teach in my homeschool, they erased one of their stars and they were able to earn it back and everything like that. But the whole idea of it was like negative. Guys, you guys get what I'm saying? Like, it was negative. It was like, if you do this, you're erasing a star. And your goal is not to erase any stars. And I don't really think that there's anything like particularly wrong with that. It kind of worked for us. But then on the other hand, they weren't gaining anything. They weren't gaining anything by keeping all of their stars. So this quarter, I implemented this bank kind of idea. We were toying with this, my husband and I, kind of at the end of last quarter, and I put it, into practice this time, and it's so fun. So kind of like the 3 stars, they get $3 signs every day, and I put it on the board. And if they disrupt, if they aren't focusing, if it's just a tough day, they do have to erase their dollars. However many dollars they have at the end of the day, they earn. And I just went to the dollar store and I got a super cheap thing of like play money. And I collected some tissue boxes and wrapped them in brown packing paper. And we had a day where we like decorated it with like paint pens and all kinds of cool stuff. And those are their banks. And then at the end of every day, they get how many dollars they earned, and then about every 2 weeks we have a bank day. And I created a sheet of, I think, fun things that, they would enjoy. I don't do prizes because we have far too many, like, little toys and things in our house, but, like, things that they actually want. So, like, going to get ice cream or going bowling or having a camp out in the backyard. That's the highest one. Or, like, having like a little bit of soda for lunch. Like that was a huge deal apparently because we don't have soda, very often. So that was like the big thing. And like having a snack during school or doing school in our pajamas or doing it like on the couch, different things like that they can really get excited about and save their money for. And then every 2 weeks we kind of have a bank day and they can buy kind of privileges. And it's been going really well so far. So I am going to continue with that, and I think that it's just so funny to see them. They're so funny. And then kind of the last thing I want to hit on is our Sunlight curriculum. I've come to the realization that we're not going to continue with Sunlight next year. I just feel like it's too much, and it's not as in-depth as I want. We're stopping the history altogether this year. It's just dabs here, dab there, and they're not retaining anything. They're not interested in it. And so I'm not gonna do it anymore. We are going to pick up history next year, and we're gonna actually have like a history curriculum. We are gonna go with the good and the beautiful, and it's going to be a lot more in depth, I feel, because it's going to be like a dedicated part of the school day instead of just a part of our basket like Sunlight has us doing. But we are still going to be doing the like history projects that I bought. I bought like the kit. And when we're going to do a history project, we'll do like a little bit of research and review for that particular project that we're doing. And then do the project. But as far as like an everyday occurrence, we're not going to be doing the history in our basket. But the kids are loving the read alouds. They're loving the poetry. And they already have like favorite poems that they want me to recite every day, which is great. And we just finished up Dr. Dolittle, and that was their favorite book of all time, like all time. They still are talking about like particular parts of it, which makes me happy because it means that they were paying attention. But other than that, probably not going to continue with the whole like Sunlight, like curriculum. I do like the read alouds, and so maybe I'll pick a few from like each level as we go on. But other than that, man, this quarter has been really good, except for the math. That's been kind of a bummer. And we've been going strong, we've been going hard, and we've only taken like 2 breaks. Oh, a little bit more than that. But we're going strong, and quarter 3 is starting on Monday, and so we will definitely see how this quarter goes. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!